Morning thought. Coronation. For as long as we refuse to go through the process of refinement, we will remain subjects in our lives. For as long as we refuse to heed to good counsel, we will always make unwise decisions. For as long as our pride remains what we wear as a defense mechanism from everything, we will never adorn the crown. Crowns are for heads that have been tested. Crowns are for ears that are open. And the coronation will never take place on a head that wears pride for a crown. My name is Zibuse L Kunene. Come with me on a journey to empowered thinking. Today's artwork is by James Tambula. And I love this artwork. It's one of the many artworks I tend to love. It's very colorful. It's breathtaking. Take a moment to just have a look at it, and you can then continue doing what you've been doing, and keep your ear open as we explore today's morning thought. It's important for us to recognize that we must grow. It's important for us to prioritize growth. Never mind growth that happens around us. Never mind financial growth. Never mind career growth. Never mind business growth. Never mind any of these things that are outside, but growth within ourselves. We need to, especially when we get to our birthdays, and we sit there and we have a moment to ourselves and we really think, how was I in this previous year of my life compared to the previous year, and who do I want to be? Is there a person that I envision being? There are things that we easily respond to out of being taken for granted. There are things that we easily respond to when we are provoked. And those things, they trigger us. And those are the things that we need to grow from. We need to do that. We need to grow. Growing is not an optional extra in our lives, but growing is a necessity for us to keep breathing. Think about it. As you are listening to this, from the first second to this moment, your cells have grown, your cells have multiplied. But how have you grown ever since starting to listen to this episode? How have you grown since being part of the Morning Thoughts community? How have you grown through the networks around you? How have they challenged you? How has it challenged you to stretch and become something that you never thought you could be? I never thought I would be doing a podcast in my life. It never featured, not even in my wildest dreams. I never saw myself doing it. I never saw myself becoming an author, let alone an internationally published author. I dreamed of being on radio. But because of the growth that I've experienced in my life, because of the things that I did not like about myself, I then allowed myself to grow. I then allowed and exposed myself to an environment and to environments that allowed me the opportunity to reflect and choose what I wanted. And that enabled me to become a more refined person. And someone who saw me 10 years ago, today would see a totally different person. If you're not listening to this podcast in 2024 and you're listening to it years after, whether it be 12 months after or 2 years after, I would have grown. If you're listening to this a month after January 2024, I would have grown. I would have become somebody better. I would have become something that I also never thought I could be. And the opportunities are open for you to grow. The opportunities are there for you to grow. All you need to do is be open. And for each level, and for each stage, and for each step you take, it leads you closer to your crowning. And let me clarify what this crowning is all about. Think about your education when you started at a primary level and you went and you were in primary, you studied one level, you moved to